Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Stockton Myers.
And I'm Reagan Morris. Thanks for tuning in. Some would say that the ultimate goal of an artist is for their work to be seen by the masses. If that's true, then the art students of DSU are about to achieve their goal with the Art Department Showcase. Their work will be displayed from April 22nd to May 6th. Admission is free and the showcase will be held in the Eccles Grand Foyer. The artwork displayed is a result of both students and faculty of the Art Department.
Lineage, community, and names. These are some of the themes that will be explored by DSU's dance department at their next concert. Dance in Concert, a community dance experience, is a concert where not only the students and faculty of the dance department are performing, but they're encouraging the audience to join in the fun as well. The pandemic caused the dance department to think out of the box for ways to convey their art in such a strange time. Even though most of the COVID restrictions have been lifted, they are continuing to find interesting ways to push the boundaries of dance through more interactive experiences. One of the main goals of the concert is to explore the name change to Utah Tech University, while also asking, how do I fit in? The performances are free to see and will take place tonight and tomorrow in the Eccles Main Stage Theater at 7:30 p.m.
Do you love deals and steals? Sun News reporters Kelsa Lundstedt and Frankie Medina went around St. George to find discounts for students.
There are many local businesses around town that offer discounts, whether that be for students, Dixie Direct, or Starvin students. You do not want to miss out on these deals. We ran around town and asked these local businesses what they had to offer in regards to discounts and deals, and this is what we found.
So we don't have any Dixie Direct or Starvin student card, but we do have daily deals that we do every single day. It's different, but our biggest one is the Thank You Thursday, which is a fry and a burger for $6.
Here at Hokulea, we offer buy one, get one free on Starvin students.
So you have the state park pass, which gets you into the 44 state parks here in Utah. That one's $100, just a flat fee, and that one does expire on the 31st of December. And we also have the Snow Canyon pass, which is $45, and that one does go a year from the month you buy it. And those are pretty much the flat rates for those, and there's no special discounts or anything.
Hui Tran, an employee at the Corn Dog Company, says that the only deals they have are some BOGO deals on the Starving Student card. Patrick Webster, a manager at Dixie Bowl and Billiards, says that unfortunately they do not have any deals or discounts, but the prices for shoes and games are still fairly inexpensive. Starving Student cards are a great way to save a little bit of money here and there, especially on food. Fast food restaurants such as McDonald's, Wendy's, and Chick-fil-A have BOGO deals and freebies on the card. $35 for a year can save you more than you'd think. If you're looking for a good and inexpensive time, use your card at places like Fiesta Fun or Smash Labs. You can even save money washing your car using BOGO deals that Fabulous Freddy's offers.
For Sun News Daily, I'm Frankie Medina.
To access the list of student deals, visit sunnewsdaily.com.
The Student Alumni Association is preparing to make a smooth transition to Utah Tech University, specifically by increasing alumni engagement next year. President-elect of the Student Alumni Association, Presley Harris, says one of the ways she hopes to achieve this is starting alumni campus tours. Harris believes that seeing the physical changes that have happened on campus over the years will renew their pride in their alma mater. Another event SAA plans to host is Pathfinder Night. Partnered with Career Services, students are able to meet alumni who work in fields they are interested in. Alumni who attend these events are chosen based on their career and experiences.
Ketanji Brown Jackson was nominated and approved as the first black woman to sit on the Supreme Court. Here's why people are still talking about it. Leftists say Jackson is a model of inspiration and will be a positive contribution to the court. Congressional Black Caucus Chairperson Joyce Beatty shared her support with USA Today. Today is a moment of historic consequence. Her judicial temperament and keen legal skills will make her a justice of which all America proud. As she makes history today, she stands on the shoulders of the black female trailblazers who came before her. Conservatives, on the other hand, are concerned, saying she is consistently lenient toward child sexual predators and other criminals. Idaho GOP Senator James Risch explains his disapproval with USA Today. I take seriously the advice and consent role of the U.S. Senate and value judges who interpret the Constitution through originalism and do not legislate from the bench. Judge Jackson's past rulings as a lone court judge demonstrate a commitment to make new law rather than interpret the Constitution as originally written. The Supreme Court will continue to have a conservative majority, even with left-leaning Jackson joining the stand. Stockton, that dance performance, I really want to see. My roommate is participating in that, and it looks really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I was getting the footage for that story, actually, a lot of the music choices that they were dancing to were a lot more interpretive, which is very interesting. It wasn't exactly something like, oh, I could bop to this. No, none of it was like that. It was all very very artistic and interpretive. It's a very interesting experience to see.
For sure, and I'm really looking forward to how they'll incorporate the new name of our university in that. Stay tuned. After the break, I'll be joined by the newly crowned D Queen, Anna Barfus.
How does one become a trailblazer? It happens through pushing, through stretching, through shattering the norm. For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow and has become the fastest growing, most affordable, and highest ranked institution in the state. With 200 academic programs, small class sizes, and active learning education, come see why Dixie State was voted one of the best colleges in the West.
Hey there, Trailblazers. I hope you're enjoying these fine tunes on this afternoon. We're at the top of our hour and we have more music on the way, so stay tuned.
If the character is moving too fast for their stride,
Welcome back. With me today is the newest, 100th, and last D Queen, Anna Barfus. Anna, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, of course. So I just want to get right into it. I want to ask you, what made you decide to do the D Queen pageant?
This year I was really looking forward to something to push myself outside my comfort zone, and I've never participated in any kind of pageant before. So I wanted to just get myself outside of my comfort zone and meet some new nice young women.
Yeah, so that was your very first pageant, and you are a freshman this year?
Yes.
Wow, so first pageant, your freshman year, and you win. That's incredible. So looking forward, what do you plan to, what contribution are you planning to make here? What kind of involvement will you add or contribute to being D Queen on campus?
So this year has been such a fun year, mostly because I was super involved on campus with the Student Association. So this coming school year, I really look forward to partnering again with the Student Association, now as D Queen, to bring other students and get them involved with groups such as the Student Association or clubs, just finding places on campus where students feel they belong.
Yeah, for sure. And so you're a part of student government, correct? What role are you currently?
So this year I've been able to serve as the admin assistant to the VP of Student Life. So all of the student events you see every week is our team.
So the Dixie Life, let's get into it. What does the Dixie Life mean to you?
The Dixie Life means a lot. It means participating in traditions, participating with our active hands-on learning, and then my favorite part is just enjoying and loving our unique student life experience.
For sure. And will you be a part of student government again as well?
I will be. I'll be serving as the VP of Student Life next year.
Oh, there you go. So you will be very involved in student life as student government and D Queen. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing what you accomplish this next year.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, Stockton will be back with Screen Time.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Shopping sprees, sip my ties and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shines.
My childhood dream came true last week in the form of Super Nintendo World making its way to the States in 2023. The Nintendo theme park has been seeing success in Japan since early 2021, but Nintendo has been quiet in regards as to when we could see the park migrate to the West. But no longer. The park will be located at Universal Studios Hollywood and will feature 2 full rides based on Yoshi's Island and Mario Kart. However, the park is quite different from your usual wait in line, ride the rides, maybe get something to eat if you have the cash, and then go home kind of park. The unique thing about the park is these power-up bands that you wear on your wrist. It's like a slap bracelet, so it's fun to put on in the first place. Woo! And then the park itself is like a Super Mario Brothers level. You interact with the park with your power-up band, and you collect these coins that will give you access to an optional event that happens only if you collect 3 keys throughout the park. The power band also lets you see secrets and other things like that by scanning against certain parts of the environment, which is just really unique for a theme park. The reason for this is because it's just one giant Super Mario Brothers level. And so why would you want to go to a theme park based on a video game if you didn't want to be in the video game? That's sort of the gimmick around this whole park, which I'm so excited about. 2023, very excited about it. Lastly, let's talk about you. Last week, I went to social media to ask what your favorite Jim Carrey movie was, and I got some great responses. I saw a lot of love for The Grinch, Ace Ventura, and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, to name a few. Seeing all of your responses has inspired me to ask more about your favorite pieces of media. And if we get enough responses, I would love to feature them on the show. So, with that being said, here's a new question for you. With the talk of Super Nintendo World, what's your favorite theme park ride? To help you get started, I'll tell you about my favorite. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye at Disneyland's Adventureland. When I was a kid, I was so terrified of this ride, and I dreaded it every single time that we went. But then, when I was 15, I went again, and something changed. I went and saw this, and I heard John Williams' score in one ear, and I heard a snake spewing out venom in the other. And I was thrilled. I had never gotten such a high before. And now, every time I go, I have to go on it at least 6 times a day. After the break, we will check in with Max for sports.
Spending time outdoors has never felt more valuable. Whether it's exploring nature or relaxing in your yard, let's do it responsibly. Before going out, check for closures and fire restrictions. Practice social distancing, even when outside and on the trail. Back at home, if burning yard debris, keep your pile small. And no matter where you are, be sure to properly extinguish any outdoor fire. Drown, stir, drown, feel. We're all in this together. Help keep our safe places safe.
Welcome back, Trailblazers. Last week, I was fortunate enough to sit down with Ken Beezer and Coach Phaetonhauer to discuss DSU athletics. Today, we'll be diving in deeper on topics like athletic controversy and comeback strategy. Transgender athletes is a topic that is becoming large and more complex with every passing day. It has become especially apparent in the world of college athletics. The balance between equality, acceptance, and fairness is something that many people in the NCAA are having to consider and juggle constantly. Here's what DSU Athletic Director Ken Beezer had to say concerning the stance the Trailblazers will take moving forward. I want to talk a little bit about a more complicated issue, right? A little bit more of a complicated topic with the transgender athlete. I know a lot of people are wondering about that, especially with it starting to enter NCAA college sports. What is Dixie State or Utah Tech's stance with transgender athletes, and how do you feel that will affect recruiting in any way?
You hit it right off when you explained it's complicated. It is a complex challenge that we're all facing right now, the delicate balance between inclusion, fairness, but also safety. And as you watch this thing unfold with the Women's Swimming Championship over the past month, you're trying to balance that inclusion and the fairness, but also the safety of intercollegiate athletics. And I like Utah Tech University going forward and Dixie State right now. You know, we're part of the NCAA. And so the NCAA stance is what I support right now, is that they're taking each sport individually. And they're allowing each sport to look at the national governing body for that sport and the regulations they have for transgender student athletes to participate. If there is no national federation for that particular sport, then you go to the international federation and on to the Olympics is what they've done. And each sport has their own criteria that a transgender student athlete must meet in order to be allowed to compete. So it is complex. We are in line with what the NCAA stance is on it right now, and as long as they meet the regulations specific to that sport, then they're allowed to compete. But again, we have really got to focus on inclusion, fairness, and safety.
Yeah, there is a whole bunch of different components that go into that type of transition with college sports. You know, like you said, inclusion is going to be a big thing, just trying to delicately balance all those different aspects.
Right.
Baseball saw their fair share of struggles this weekend as they dropped all 3 games to the WAC's #1 team, Grand Canyon. GCU is a very good team, having already posted 5 wins against Power 5 opponents this season. In this matchup of top 2 teams in the conference, the Trailblazers now know what they need to do to improve. Head coach Chris Phaetonhauer knows that his guys will bounce back. What do you feel is the biggest area of improvement that you'd like to see from your team as you go throughout this season? And what do you think your guys do the best as a baseball team here at Dixie State University?
One of the things we do the best is just how close our team is. I mean, I don't know if that goes unsaid enough, you know, or talked about enough that, you know, if they love each other and they care about each other and they want to compete for each other, it makes a difference. I think over my 10 years here that we've won some games because of that. You know, we've out-teamed some people, if you will. The more guys you get on that end of the rope to pull, you know, the better chance you have. And that's been something that I've been proud of this group as well as all of our teams since I've been here. You know, we've played really good defense as a whole. We've had some moments where we had some struggles. But in general, our defense, I think, has helped us maintain where we're at, and it's given us chances in some games. It's cost us in some games too, but I think as a whole, the defense has really carried us. Our pitchers done a great job of getting double play balls. You know, we rank pretty high nationally in double plays, so when we are putting runners on, we're able to get that ground ball and turn that double play. So really that defense and pitching, and that's always what we've hung our hat on is pitching and defense. And then we'll find a way to scratch for some runs, you know. But I think we've played really hard. I think we've played together, and I think our pitching and defense has carried us. And I think from an improvement standpoint, it's those same things. You know, it's just continuing to get better at those same things. You know, the famous old line, I think Rick Pitino when he was with the Celtics about Larry Bird's not walking through. You know, we don't have any new players walking in the door. There's not going to be these drastic changes physically in a guy or a guy all of a sudden can run faster, hit it farther. It's going to be more, what do we do well and how can we even do it better? And so, you know, when we get on the field today, I mean, we're going to grind. We got bullpens today. We're going to grind on defense each day. We spend more time probably daily on defense than we do offense, and we're going to continue to do that, and we're going to try and get that fielding percentage back up. We're going to turn more double plays. Our pitchers are going to give us more ground balls, and we'll just continue to get better at the things we're excelling at, but even at a higher level.
Softball has struggled to find a rhythm this year, as they are currently 13-24 on the season. They still post an above 500 record at home at 11-9, and like baseball, they have played a tough non-conference schedule. If you take a look at some of these teams in the graphic, they are big-time programs with big-time names: Wisconsin, Cal, Ole Miss, BYU, right? But they have posted wins against Utah State, University of Nevada, and UNLV, where in that UNLV game, they won 8-0. So they've shown that even playing teams and schools that are bigger than them, they're able to compete. They just have been doing it inconsistently thus far this season. This coming weekend, they'll play a series here in St. George against conference foe New Mexico State. And hopefully they can find their rhythm with that matchup. You guys, it's been a good season for baseball, right? It's been a good season for softball. Hopefully those guys can find their rhythm this weekend. We talked a little bit about the NBA playoffs last week. The Jazz will face off against the Mavericks at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning to start the whole playoffs. That's where I'll be sitting on my couch watching that game.
Yeah, Max, I wish I could say the same. I cannot get into the NBA for some reason, but I feel like living in Utah, I have to be a Jazz fan now. So I am rooting for them. Might not be watching, but I think it'll be a good game, and hopefully they can go far in the playoffs this year. Fingers crossed.
Whether they win or lose, I'm always a fan. I'll die a fan, and I'll always have a barbecue every Saturday morning they have a game, which is how it's been for the past like 20 years of my life. So I'm excited for it.
Wow.
That's awesome. I'm not even a Jazz fan, but I just like NBA basketball, so I know I'll be watching. And that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.